Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about a statement that I just hear so often. And after yesterday's upload, where I gave the 6 primary types of narcissists, I have like a plethora or, a lot of comments under there. And I see some survivors talking about, how they're apprehensive around people. They have trust issues with people, and they barely wanted to even give each other comments the way that they naturally would have before their experience with narcissistic abuse. So I want to talk about this, and how we are shaped and sculpted by our experiences, whether we want to accept that or not. But we can take our lessons from a situation and become stronger in a lot of ways, all right? But narcissistic abuse, it is a trauma, so it does do a number on us. But what I want survivors to understand is more so than not trusting other people, perhaps it's us not trusting ourselves to be able to read another person, to know if they're healthy or not healthy. And that is playing out more than anything else in most cases. All right. I've made a 3-part series on trust that you guys are very welcome to check out. I put that under the playlist, Building Emotional Maturity. And in those videos, I talk about how no one should be getting 100% of your trust anyway, because there aren't any perfect human beings, or none of us are without sins. None of us are without faults and flaws, and I guess quote unquote character defects, areas that we need to be working on within ourselves. So no one should be getting 100% of your trust anyway. So trust is something that survivors definitely need to re-examine their relationship with, and their perceptions and concepts in regards to it to begin with, all right? So that when you are meeting people, they're getting the appropriate amount of trust, even if that means none, for whatever their dealings are in your life and relationship. And then there's some people who are, who have been in your life long term, and that doesn't automatically insinuate that they should be getting all this trust from you, particularly based off of their behaviors and their ability to actually be a good friend to you, to actually come through for you, and, letting their actions speak louder than words. Because, you can meet someone in a short time that could be there for you. For people who haven't been there for you all your life, you can get more help from a stranger, but it's just having that emotional maturity. But just because that stranger helped you doesn't mean that you should be trusting them now. No, because we know that the narcissist oftentimes came in the door being that, portraying to be that friend, and that do-gooder, and that got your trust before. So yeah, it's healthy to be able to understand angles and to be able to understand that these things happen, but it doesn't have to make you hyper vigilant, about interacting with other human beings in life moving forward. And I know that this may be easier said than done for those of you who have really been put through the ringer, and the narcissistic abuse and, the evilness that you experienced in that relationship. And it really was an eye-opener for most of you to really see the darkest sides of human nature. All right, the darkest sides of human nature, the darkest sides of selfishness and vileness and, basically evilness and hatred. All right, but, I want you guys to be able to relax as well. If you're walking around on edge, like, oh, what if I bump into another narcissist? Oh, this person wants to take me out. What if they're a narcissist? All the panic and the anxiety of trying to get it right, that could actually hinder you from seeing what's actually going on. Because can you really be present in the moment if you're worrying about the future and what could happen, what might happen? You could see angles without going into that type of space. Okay, so I think the more that we trust ourselves The more that we understand that, yes, these people are out there, it doesn't mean that everybody I meet is one of them. Everybody is not out to get me. These pessimistic views, and that we can come into when we've experienced much pain and suffering, and maybe we have that resentment and that bitterness and the pure trauma of going through this. Because for some of us, it's been since childhood. We have like a whole string of toxic relationships where people didn't come through for us, where people let us down, where people betrayed us. And our experience do tend to shape our perceptions of our realities. And then we start having these different kinds of outlooks. Okay, but it's very important not to be hypervigilant, because when we block everybody out, we blocking out the good and the bad. And some of you might be like, well, I'd rather block out the good and the bad than let any bad in. But how far are they really going to go if you have adequate boundaries, if you have adequate self-esteem, if you have really opened that third eye, if you will, and you really don't have those rosy colored glasses on, and you really don't prematurely emotionally attach to people, and you really do give people what they earn in your life, if you really are in touch with your inner voice and your discernment, how far are they really going to be able to go? You see what I'm saying? So if we do those checks on ourselves, it severely minimizes the possibility of something like this happening. Because as soon as someone's not honoring you, as soon as someone is stepping on your boundaries, as soon as someone is disrespecting you, as soon as you're getting treated in a way that is unacceptable to you, you're going to make an adjustment. As soon as you get that vibe, but you need to discern, is it your vibe or theirs? Is it your anxious anxiety? Is it your PTSD? Or is it their energy? And that's why you are in a calm state and you're centered in balance. It makes you more receptive to being able to sift and feel other people's energies. But if you're already coming into it, with all of your anxieties and fears, because we tend to manifest those fears because you're giving it a whole bunch of mental power. You're thinking about it all the time. And then bam, here's another toxic relationship. Bam, here's more poor quality people coming into my life. Because I'm manifesting it. I'm giving so much power and thought and control to it. You guys have been through enough, survivors. It's time to say, you know what? All of that's over for me now. I'm taking my lessons. It's going to be better. I'm taking control of this. I'm going to have healthy perceptions with trust, with my emotions versus my logic. All of that good stuff. And then things will be better for you. Things will be better for you. But once you're balanced and you're okay with starting over if need be, you're okay with letting people go if need be, you're okay with saying no when need be. These things are very helpful in, protecting yourself. But protecting yourself is not having this very dark, pessimistic blanket, dark cloud overview of like the human race and the human species. Because there's a lot of beautiful people out in the world. They're still imperfect, yes. They're still not without flaws, yes. But once you build your emotional intelligence to a certain point, you'll be pretty much bulletproof emotionally from the BS. But you just have to have that right kind of way of approaching situations and the right kind of perceptions and be able to see those angles. The way that I lead my life, the people that have any kind of trust in me, I trust you in the manner that I feel I should trust you, and nothing more and nothing less. And I adjust as need be, up to including not trusting you at all on any level. Okay? And I could have given you more trust and you show me I need to take some of that back. Okay, I'm going to make that adjustment. But ultimately, like I said, and since I know there's no perfect human beings, I put nothing past nobody. So it's incredibly hard for me to be blindsided as a person. And you know what kind of wonders that does for me emotionally? So if somebody does step into their dark side, or if I've realized they just live on the dark side anyway, they do some shady stuff towards me, they do something, chances are I considered it. And even if I hadn't considered it, I'm not shocked or surprised because I didn't put them on a pedestal. I did not put it past them. And these are the type of things that I talk about in my part 1 and part 2 trust videos that I highly recommend that survivors do watch, because we have to have that right type of mind frame. You can thrive. You can have healthy, happy relationships, even with evil people sprinkled in the midst of the world. Yes, you can still do that. Because like I said, how far are they really going to get with you if you are adequately where you should be? Okay? That's why we have to do the works with ourselves. Because they're not going to change for the good anyway. They'll just get worse, 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 worse. All right? We do the work. We get healthy. We have the right way of thinking. And it's not pessimistic. It's not evil. And it's not mean. It's intelligent. It's emotional intelligence. We get that. And you'll be on your way. All right. So if this video resonates with you, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't done so, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Over 400 videos here to help you with your emotional maturity. All right. Because it's very important with the relationships you have in life, including the one with yourself. Life is really about relationships. And we have all kinds of relationships with people, places, and things. Having the healthy, right relationship with people, places, and things. That's what life is about, balancing it and finding that balance. And in the midst of that, of course, step into your strength and, your purpose in this life, what you were brought here for, what you're supposed to leave behind, your mark, your contributions. And hopefully that's uplifting society. But everybody is not walking on that side. There are people who were put on this earth to be that catalyst. They're walking in the dark side, and it's just not going to change for them. Everybody is not on the same team. But does that mean that you can't thrive? No. If you know your enemy, you got to know your enemy so that you can stay steps ahead of them. And that's all that really boils down to, guys. All right? So please continue to do the work. If you need help, I do offer coaching. Voice calls, Skype, FaceTime, text packages, all monthly memberships. I'm going to be starting a Patreon. I have the support group on Facebook. A lot of resources for you guys. I've written 4 books. Check them out. Make investments in yourself. And I have all types of hours of videos on here to help you. Okay? Make the investments in yourself, guys. Keep doing the work. And until next time, please take care.